What's up everybody, Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we have Ash here with us for another video, guys. We're gonna give you our top 5 epic champions, non-void epic champions that are the most game-changing for every account in game. Ash, how you doing, buddy?
Scratch, it's becoming a weekly series, bro. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, man. I mean, we're gonna make a series. We're gonna make it to Hollywood. I can already feel it.
Come on, I'm closer to come on my way, and we'll make our way 1 week at a time. But yeah, dude, thanks for having me back on the channel. It's I'm excited. This is a very tough list, though, man.
I know, man. I mean, it took us a while to organize it, right?
Yeah, there were so many good epics, and we're like, oh man, your viewers are gonna hate us because we leave so many good ones off. But I challenge your viewers. You pick the top 5, and then look back at all the snubs that you guys made.
Absolutely. So, guys, we're not gonna include voids because honestly, it's so hard to make a top 5 with voids, and non-voids is extremely hard because there's so many good epic champions that we love in the game. But I'm gonna let Ash to start first with his own first epic champion, the most game-changing that he has on his list. Ash?
Yeah, so listen. Oh, wait, you want me to give my best first? I'll give my best first because I can put my money where my mouth is, Scratch, because this is my most used champion on my 2nd anniversary Raid Shadow Legends video or whatever. And probably I would assume a lot of your viewers had him as well, and it's Royal Guard. Royal Guard's so good, dude. He's so freaking good. What do I need to say about this dude? One of the best dungeon auras inside the entire game at 35%. Weird place to start, I know, but he has the decreased defense on his A1. He's dealing, what, millions of damage, no big deal on an AoE on takedown on his A2. And hamstring, people, like, this guy's so good that they don't even talk about his A3 that often, but it's a really good ability as well. You have the turn meter and decreased speed at 4 times at random. So I feel like he brings so much to the table. Not just his takedown ability, which he's really known for. He's my most used champion in the game, bar none, even including legendaries. And he'd probably be, well, I guess he'd be the first guy that I'd choose, non-void, if I was starting an account and I could just draft an epic champion.
Oh yeah, Royal Guard. He was on my list as well in the 2-year anniversary video, like most used champion. I think he was like my 4th or 5th epic champion I got in the entire game. I used to run him in clan boss like a noob. Like, yay, he's dealing good damage, and I was like, damn, his damage is capped on every single difficulty when I started playing. Like, why is he not doing more damage on the highest difficulty, till we all find out the whole story with enemy max HP. But yeah, love Royal Guard. I'm using him in like 3 dungeons, honestly. All over the place. I mean,
yeah, I use him against the new Griffin boss or whatever in Doom Tower. Use him in Spider. Use him in Dragon, Ice Golem. I mean, I'm sure other areas too.
Absolutely.
Use him everywhere,
Absolutely.
Everywhere except for PvP.
He's an awesome champion. Right, so now it's my turn, right? So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go on this one with the Stag Knight, honestly. I love Stag Knight. I am using him in so many places in the game. He can deal a good amount of damage as well. He has crazy good base stats, very good speed, right?
Ooh.
We have attacks one enemy 2 times, decrease speed on the A1, right? And then we have AoE defense down and attack down on 3-turn cooldown, right? 95% chance with mastery you get it up to 100, but viable for clan boss as well if you don't have a better attack down champion and defense down. A king in dungeons, in faction wars, in Doom Tower, in arena if you don't have somebody else better. Like, honestly, love Stag Knight. And a very unique passive here, lead the pack, places a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn. Each time the ally has a resisted, each time an ally resisted to land the debuff, right? So it's pretty good if you're running him with a Cold Heart in the Doom Tower. You want to give her some resistance or stuff like that. He's gonna buff his accuracy, and she's gonna actually have deplete the turn meter with the A3 when she's gonna get to that part. If you build them in a nice combo, but awesome champion. Love him to beat.
I agree, man. I agree. He was the first champion in the game to have increased accuracy buff, so he's a trendsetter as well. He's fast, as you said, and I actually run my Stag Knight in a shield set too, because he has 21k base HP, so why not add a little bit more to the, if you can build him with enough accuracy, whatever, crit rate as well. But I feel like he's a semi-simple champion. Like he's an easy kid to understand, but really one of the most effective champions in the game. So I couldn't agree more with you there on Stag Knight.
And he looks awesome. We forgot to mention
Yeah,
that.
he does look awesome. But yeah, like I mean, decreased attack, decreased defense, and decreased speed. 3 of the most important debuffs in the game. What a great champ.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny because it came with a battle pass for whoever was playing the game at that point, but we were not able to pull him from shards, right? Like nobody acknowledged that for quite a long time, that Stag Knight, it doesn't drop in shards, and in the end somehow they fixed it. So yay, everybody can pull a Stag Knight now and make
Dude,
use of
I
it.
must have been spoiled by Battle Pass because I don't even remember that. I don't remember that you couldn't pull them from shards. So you learn something new every day, man. I'm not ashamed.
Absolutely, absolutely. If a day where we don't learn nothing is a lost day, you know.
This is true, man. These are wise words to live by. Am I up next here?
Absolutely. What do we have next
Okay.
for you?
I'm gonna go with my. Jeez, this guy is so good. I feel like it's kind of cheating putting him on the list because he's a Doom Tower champion, but he's also the guy that you unlock on normal difficulty. So hopefully, eventually, everybody with time will unlock Archmage Helmet. Another just insane Bannerlord champion, and I think this guy is the best thing added to the game since Scylla the Drakes. Personally, a semi-accessible champion who's really a game changer. First of all, we talk about base stats. I mean, his defense is solid, his HP is solid, and look at his speed at 108, one of the faster epic champions in the game. He has a turn meter fill on the A1. He has an AoE reliable stun on a 3-turn cooldown. And then, or if it doesn't land the stun, has the decreased turn meter. Time Slip is such a great ability, but there's more. It gets even better. We have the increased speed, big version, increased crit rate, big version, and increased crit damage, all on all allies, for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. He's immune to turn meter decreasing effects, and he has the speed aura in all battles. This guy's so good, man. I mean, do you use him?
I'm not using him at the moment, but he's an amazing champion, so he can deal damage. I don't know if you try him to give him a damage build. Man, he can hit hard. He can actually hit harder than a Tia the Vault Angel. So he hits harder than her.
I have him at 100% crit rate, but I have him in like crit rate gauntlet, so I don't have him like maximized for damage. Like, you know, I don't even know what I have. I think I might have I don't know what I have for a tier 6 on him. Probably just War Master, but still, yeah, Time Slip, even with my build with low crit damage, it still is doing a decent amount of damage overall. I think he's a great champion, and especially if you can get your hands on Archmage Helmet and Scylla the Drakes, you have like basically stun lock going on, right?
Oh, absolutely.
2 AoE stuns on 3-turn cooldowns with a lot of buffs, a lot of heals, and the revive. I think they're a really great tandem support-wise to have on your team with that CC as well. I'm just a huge fan of Archmage Helmet. He's so much better than Thea the Tomb Angel.
Absolutely. And all you gotta do for him to deal damage is just be like Shazam, you know, and he's gonna deal damage, you know. It reminds me so much of Shazam, man. I don't know why, but just all that electricity going around and the cape and aesthetically, yeah.
He's really, really cool looking as well. Yeah, I really like this champion. So that's my number 2.
Lovely. So my number 2 as well, a very, very good addition to the game recently. Like, I feel like this guy can do them all, right? So it's Ferakin the Fat from the Barbarians. Like, a lot of people tend to don't like his looks. I don't really care so much about his looks, but when we're talking about the kit, base stats, pretty good speed, 100, right? Pretty good base defense, 1090. HP is not the best, but then it's not a bad HP. They're at almost 15,000. 1.2k attack for an attack champion is a bit low the attack, but then when we look into the kit, defense down on the A1, right, is a 50% chance to do that. Then we have the A2, HP burn, 5% poisons debuff for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, and that's a 100% chance to do it. Then we have the A3 on a 4-turn cooldown, increased crit rate, increased crit damage buff on all allies for 3 turns, then ally attack the enemy target except this champion, right? So all your teammates will ally attack, will get the crit rate, the crit damage. He deals poisons, HP burn, defense down, ally attack, buffs. Man, like, he's just doing them all, honestly. He's just insane, the champion. I love him. I think he's definitely the best addition, in my opinion, to the game for the last probably 1 year, I would say.
Wow,
as an
so you're
epic
putting him
champion.
above my guy?
I
Above my
have to.
Archmage
I
Helmet?
have to. I'm afraid. Yeah, it's just so unique.
Now,
And he does so much, man. Like, and
I
I'm
think that a lot
putting
of
it
people would
just
probably
because
agree with you on that.
it's mainly towards more accessible for clan boss, good for arena, good for dungeons. You know, I think he just has so much in his kit that will be a crime to don't mention it. You know, and the passive is pretty
Yeah.
good as well. To keep him alive.
Yeah, I've seen your stuff on this guy, and he does look like an absolute beast. Unfortunately, he's one of the 2 epics in the game that I don't own. I'm sad to say. And the other one is the next guy on my list as well, so I'll save that. But really hope I can pull this dude. I definitely will be building him out for all the reasons you mentioned.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, honestly. Yeah. I wish they would bring more epic champions like this in the game.
Right? Yeah, I agree with you. At least add like one, one champion like that every kind of batch, or more, like beggars can't be choosers, but I would love to have like 2 or 3 of those. And especially, like you said, accessible. So rare champions, heck, even uncommon, dare I say, champions add to the game who are not that good, but who have a serviceable skill or utility that makes them worth building,
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So my next guy is the other guy that I don't have, and it's Deacon Armstrong, man. This dude's really, really special. Something that, I always keep an eye out. What's that?
Wrong faction. Where is he? He's
Sacred Order,
right?
Sacred Order. Yeah.
He was undercover there. I thought that he was Sacred Order. Then I was like, no, he's not there. He must be in the Bannerlords.
Yeah, so Deacon, man, one thing that I always keep an eye out for, like one thing that after playing this game for a while, I've come to really respect as something that any champion has in their kit is a grant an extra turn ability. Not just because it's awesome to have an extra turn, but because it reduces the cooldown thereby on all of their other skills. So you have like a built-in cooldown reduction in their kit. So, I mean, Deacon, I want him so badly, man. I really like Leech. I like all these champions being added to the game. Leech on the A1. Those heals really do help quite a bit, especially on longer sustained battles. And then another Spirit Affinity AoE decreased defense champion on a 3-turn cooldown with a 100% decreased defense. Sign me up. There seems to be a lot of them now being added to the game, but really time compression is what makes him so special and unique to the game. Fills a turn meter of all allies by 15%, decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, kind of like a mini Energize from Lysandra. However, then he grants an extra turn, which again is so key to making him such an amazing champion. Then he has the speed in all battles by 19%. He's definitely my most wanted epic champion in the game right now.
I don't have him either personally. I managed to pull him on the test server account, but I'm not that keen on having fun with him there. I kind of want him on my main, even though that's my main there, but it's not my main, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
He's dope though. Having this increased speed in all battles, you can kind of use him like a seeker for clan boss. So a lot of people love clan boss. I do love clan boss myself as well. You do have defense down from him. You have leech from him. So that means that you get to heal from his leech as well, so you get to counter attack from masteries. One of the things that making him on a 2-to-1 ratio team with this passive, with this skill, right here, and the aura combined decreases the requirements for the speed you need on all your champions. I think he has a huge potential, and you can do so much stuff with this champion. And looks badass, honestly. I really love these designs on champions like this, big shields, and they look dope.
Yeah, he's definitely an unexpected, a beautiful addition to the game. So yeah, Deacon Armstrong, sign me up. Fingers crossed that I get him, man.
Same for me, man. Same for me.
Now, yeah, right.
Absolutely. I'm next,
okay,
right?
So who do you have next? Yeah.
Next, I have one champion from the Night Revenant actually. So there are quite a few here. I actually have multiples from here, but I'm gonna start with the Sepulchre Sentinel because, how I said, clan boss, right? So I can never say that Sepulchre properly. So I'm kind of usually just saying Sentinel,
I thought you had it fine, man. I thought you had it fine, but yeah, all right. Maybe I'm saying it wrong too. Half these names in this game, they don't mean anything, so it's all good.
I know, right? So we just debate on them. I don't love so much the design on her, honestly. I feel like that face looks a bit dodgy, and the hair, I'm not a big fan of the design. But then the kit, man, the base stats,
the shield though.
The shield looks nice. The shield looks nice, yeah. But the base stats, 1.3k defense, speed-wise pretty good, 16k HP, right? She's a defense-based champion. We have a 60% chance of decreasing attack on the A1. Then on the A2, on 4th turn cooldown, we have increased defense and block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. Super, super good for clan boss, good for dungeons, good for a lot of places in the game to actually have that immunity, defense up, right? Is awesome. But she has this very, very unique passive, right? So fully booked has a 50% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when an ally is attacked. Occurs once per turn, will only block damage for the target ally if multiple allies are attacked at the same time. So basically AoE attacks and stuff like that. So she's so good to actually block damage. It can clutch the life of an ally there, you know?
Yeah. And she has the defensive aura as well, yeah.
Absolutely. So good for clan boss. Just overall, she's an amazing champion. Like, I feel like whoever doesn't have her will be more than happy and excited to be able to put their hands on a sepulture.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because I know that neither of us have Tyrell on our list. But how does she measure up to Tyrell? Obviously, you chose her over him. They both have the defensive aura. They're both, you know, I guess their strong suits are clan boss. So you'd rather have her, obviously?
Over Tyrell, yeah. So Tyrell was actually my third epic, I think, around there. So I've been using Tyrell for a long time, but she just brings more overall to clans towards the clan boss. So she has this unique passive, right? Then she has immunity, defense up, and attack down. Now, Tyrell has attack down and he has defense down, right? So I feel like nowadays you kind of want to go with weaken and defense down as well, rather than just defense down, you know, most of the times, as long as the champions that you have in the pool, they allow you to do that. So having attack down and immunity and defense up and that passive, I think they just bring overall more for your team rather than just Tyrell. Even though I love Tyrell, I'm actually using Tyrell in a lot of places.
Yeah. Tyrell can put out, you know, more damage certainly, but it's not about damage. It's about getting the increased defensive block debuffs. I think like that's a huge ability that she does have. You know, love to see that on a 3-turn cooldown, but then she'd just be broken. So I feel like she's definitely I agree with you, a very, very good champion. It took me forever to pull her, so I'm happy I did.
Yeah, same to me actually. I haven't got her instant, so it took me a while to get her.
All right, so I have 2 left here. I'll go with, I don't know why, but like this is my least exciting pick scratch on my list.
Let's see.
And that is Skull Crusher. You know, I almost feel, I'm sure we both felt like this way, but like I feel like you can't include a list of the best or most unique epic champions in the game without putting Skull Crusher on it. You have to, right? I mean, you have the heal reduction, cool. You have the damage based on defense, awesome. You have that he, you know, decreases the duration of debuffs on himself, okay, whatever. You have the ally protect, which is great to have on a 3-turn cooldown. Unkillable on himself, but it's about counterattack, man. I mean, this game is over 2 years old now, and still only 3 champions in the game have an AoE counter, all allies counterattacked. And Skull Crusher is the only non-legendary, thanks to, you know, Martyr and Valkyrie being the other 2. So you have to put him on the list. He's unique, you know, and he's special, and he's a good support champion.
Absolutely,
That's
it. He's very unique.
Yeah.
He's great overall. I feel like, I know I'm gonna sound a bit harsh, but with all these ally attack champions that we have, and it is a bit more difficult for most of the people to get unkillable teams going and things like that. Even if it's a non-unkillable team, I feel like counterattack as itself, as the counterattack buff, is a bit overrated, you know? Now, I'm not saying Martyr, she's amazing. She has so many other things rather than counterattack. She's not all about counterattack, Martyr, right? She brings a lot of other stuff to the game. But then Valkyrie, man, like Valkyrie, that shield on Valkyrie, I don't know, like, I feel like it's not all about counterattack on these champions, you know, it's just the rest of the things that they do with the counterattack. So in a way, I've always been saying that I feel like counterattack is a bit overrated. You can do amazing stuff without counterattack, but the rest of the things that come with the counterattack are nowhere else to be found, you know. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I didn't Plarium say they're never going to add another counterattack champion to the game. Did they say that, or am I making
I
that up?
think they did ages ago, yeah. So I'm not sure if they changed their opinion. They do seem to
Yeah,
change opinions here and there. So hopefully they will change it and they make a fusion or something so everybody can get one. Or I don't know, put it as a daily login rewards or something like that. Just give us another epic champion that has counterattack. Even if it doesn't have any other buff next to it on that skill, just give us counterattack.
yeah,
So everyone can
and
have it.
hasn't. And I feel like not that he's very book intensive, but I feel like the most cringe books have been wasted on Skull Crusher trying to get that A2.
I think so, yeah.
You know, I feel like Plarium has like a weighted books must go into the Smash A1 ability on Skull Crusher. But yeah, I felt like he belonged on the list just because of how unique he is.
Absolutely.
All right.
So I'm next, right?
So you have.
We're
Yeah.
going back to Night Revenants because we do have
Okay.
miscreated monsters. So awesome champion. Definitely game changing on every single account. Like if you're a whale, Kraken, if you're Godzilla itself, you can still use miscreated monster. Like, you know, King Kong has nothing on me. That's what miscreated monster says because he's so unique.
Yep.
He's such a powerful champion. Like base stats, look at that, 23,000 HP almost. Defense is a bit low and speed not the best, but overall he's a HP based champion, right? So we have the A1, we have the stun there, then a defense down if we land the stun. The A2 is a kind of like what makes everyone goes crazy, right? That huge shield, huge carry in the spider, huge carry in some of the other dungeons for progression, faction wars. Even in arena, he can deal pretty good damage, attacks all enemies, 50% chance to place a stun, and places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. Now I know a lot of people kind of got sweary a bit with the Doom Tower and the rework of the shield buff that we had like a couple of weeks ago, but thankfully they insta jumped on the point and they fixed it, so everyone managed to clap that Scrap King in the end in the Doom Tower with miscreated monster. Then we have ally protection, heals the champion by 50% of their max HP, continuous heal buff on this champion for 3 turns, and then the passive places a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked while under an ally protection. HP aura for arena as well, so overall he's just an amazing champion. Like I wouldn't definitely agree with the aura, but with the rest I think he's a very strong kit. Definitely game changing on every single account. What do you think about miscreated monster, no?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even end game accounts, a lot of them still run him on, you know, I don't know, Ice Golem to just keep the rest of the team alive. If you need an extra shield champion. And his ally protect, I mean, it's so good because it's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it lasts for 3 turns. So beautiful synergy there with the Spooky Groan passive. I feel like Miscreated Monster, I think everybody knows he's just like such a special champion in the game. I have fingers crossed that I pull him eventually on my free-to-play because he'll be such a huge champion for progression for me, you know?
Absolutely. 13k reviews. Yeah. Wow. I think it's the most I've seen on champion. I haven't paid. Actually, yeah, people, Kale has more, actually. I just remembered.
Yeah. All the starters, I feel like, have a ton of reviews. But outside for an epic champion, there can't be that many over him. Maybe Relic Keeper or something.
Yeah. Anyway. Downvotes.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right. So my last guy that I have for you is going to be an Undead Horde champion. Can you guess who he is?
It must be Zelota.
Great guess, but actually Mausoleum Mage I feel like is a champion that I mean, the word is out now on him, right? But I felt for a while people were just like sleeping on this champion, you know, going back like over a year ago. But he has a decreased speed on his A1. That's great to have, 40% chance at landing. But him and Thenisol, I'm sure there's a few others, but there's not many epic champions who have an increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. and then do something else as well. And he brings block debuffs in addition to that for 1 turn. Also has the increased crit rate. 3 buffs on 1 3-turn cooldown ability makes him instantly a go-to companion champion to Seer, who we couldn't include on today's list because she's Void. And then Winds of Purging, removes all debuffs from all allies, and then heals them further depending on how many debuffs are removed, then fills their turn meter as well. I mean, what does this guy not do? He's a really unique and very, very good support champion inside the game. I still even use him from time to time, even though, I've progressed in the game quite a bit and spent quite a bit in the game as well. But I still use him from time to time in a shield set to pair along with Seer just to get those buffs up. Nice to have the decreased speed on the A1 as well. Nice to have the cleanse on the A3. Mausoleum Mage, he's my 5th champion. What do you think, man?
Absolutely. I'm using him in my Dragon team as well. Shield set paired with Seer. Now with my beautiful Kymar. So, yeah, goes good. 30 seconds Dragon. You don't even need crazy stats on them, honestly, because none of them, they require a insane attack or insane stuff like that. 200 accuracy, full crit rate, and a bit of crit damage. And there you go. You got everything ready.
Yeah, if you don't care about the decreased speed, don't even worry about accuracy. Just build him to be fast, basically, with a little bit of HP if you put him in a shield set. And that's really, he's a fairly easy champion to build, and his base speed is solid at 104 as well. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, can't say anything bad about this dude.
Yeah, I love Miscreated Monster quite a lot. And moving over to my 5th champion now, right? So,
yeah,
he's from the Undead as well. Now, could you guess which one it is?
Well, I'm assuming you didn't go Zelata now. Did you go? All right, I think I know who you went, but I'll just be silly and say you went Hexia, didn't you? You went Hexia.
Yeah, so Hexia is actually my curse. So no,
all right,
I'm joking.
Here we go.
Hell no, I have a one with Hexia. Seeker, guys. So Seeker is a very unique champion. Super powerful. He has an insane turn meter boost, right? So fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, boosts attack, grants an extra turn. So how you were saying about extra turns, how powerful they are, honestly. So he's a beast of a champion. We have the A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 50% chance to land a provoke for 1 turn, right? That can be a clutch for arena, for example. Even in dungeons, if you do decide to use him in there, he can provoke the enemy that's about to kill one of your allies that are on low HP or anything like that. But then we have the passive, heals this champion by 20% HP and places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit. That's on a 5-turn cooldown, right? So if you're thinking about Clan Boss, that's not really gonna help you that much because he's on a 5-turn cooldown, right? That this champion right here was used for arena end game, early game, mid game. You can use him as a go second team. You can use him as your defense champion, and there are a few ways to block this on him, this passive, but it's such a powerful champion. And we have increased ally defense in arena battles by 30%. Pretty good stats. Honestly, I just like Seeker a lot. I'm using him in my Clan Boss team, using him in arena, using him even in faction wars. So honestly, Seeker.
He's a beast. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. He's a beast. I used him so long in the arena. I forgot who I guess I used him before Arbiter as like a speed booster on my team. And it's so, I miss, honestly, using him because going from the Tailwind into basically choosing an opponent to have a 50-50 shot at provoking was just so fun. It's a great way to open any turn in the arena. I am curious when you mentioned that you use him in arena like second term teams as well, or maybe you haven't, but have you? I've never run him on an arena defensive team. How do you feel about his utility there, especially as you scale into like gold 4 and maybe even into platinum?
So at the moment, Ugo, Guruptuk are kind of like his biggest enemies because of block debuffs, right, on the team. Mm-hmm. But we used to run him like on a shield set, in a way or another. Either shield set, either you can build him differently, but put him as a lead, and as soon as he get hit, right, because it's about the order of the champions, how you put them in arena. Seems like my light just went on and just blinded me all of a sudden. I don't know why, but it just changed alone. But yeah, I'm gonna be a bit more bright, guys. So you use him as the lead, right? We have the positioning. The lead is number 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's gonna get hit first by a crit hit, right? So once he gets hit, he's gonna land that defense up on all the rest of the team. So he's gonna help to keep your tanks alive, like your revivers, whatever you're using there. If you're using a Duchess, or I'm not sure, Ursula, what champions you have in your roster there, but it's gonna help to keep them alive. So if you're using defensive champions, it's gonna be a much better option in there for them to stay alive, you know.
That's cool. Yeah, you get the increased defense without even having to take a turn. Yeah, that's cool. With the defensive aura as well. Cool. Well, good choice. I'm glad you included Seeker. I use him in Clan Boss only right now. That's the only area that I use him on Unkillable Team, on the Batman comp, but I think that he's a champion that I'm sure a lot of people, anybody who has him, I'm assuming they probably use him at least somewhere, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Or if they're not using him just yet, they are planning to.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that was a pretty good list, man.
Absolutely. So, Ash, thanks a lot for being here. Now, we do have another video that we made on Ash's channel regarding Void Champions, guys. You might want to check that out to find out exactly what we're talking in there. So, appreciate you all guys watching. I will be leaving the link down in the description, so make sure you guys head over there and check out the video. Appreciate you all, guys. Peace out. And Ash, it was a pleasure to have you here, buddy.
Pleasure's all mine, man. Thank you.